Welcome back to Pope River Plays. Today we are continuing my summer adventure memories of another life. So last time, we finally finished Kotonowa's route, got the best ending possible. So that means we're going to be heading back to Kyoko's route. Now I'm just going to try some choices I didn't make before, and we'll see like where that leads us. It'll be cool to go back to Kyoko's route though. Okay, so first choice we make is, when she says you're on the 5th floor, we just say, I decided to see you out. And we've already seen that one, so we'll skip. But it says, what if we do any choice? I'm just gonna drive her crazy because that's funnier. What a woman. And then find more info about you, of course. Yeah, to hell with the girl. I don't care about this new chick. I don't know her name. I don't know who you are. And what else? I'm a hungry. Oh, I said you're a lion? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, you're a lion. I actually did this in part 3, funny enough. Well, actually part 2, but continue from it on part 3. I don't know what got into me. Yeah, you are hungry, okay? Okay, yeah, stop and find a way to ask Kyoko. Also a given. Okay, and then the text conversation. Also that sound effect. Freaking jump scare. So the text conversation, we make up something exciting. So we'll get to that in a second. So make up something exciting. I've never done this before. Let's see. Oh, Kyoko will remember that. You lied to Kyoko. Okay, wait, that's your achievement. Yeah, I think I just said boring truth last time. Okay, that's interesting. I covered her eyes, impressed. The faces. Huh? That joke seemed to have worked. Are you serious? Sure. It's such a rush. The trust? When somebody lets you push on their eyes, it means they trust you. You can feel the flesh under your fingers, and you also feel their fear. And they know that one wrong move would mean an injury. Okay, true. And what else? She's scared, but she isn't pushing your hand away because she trusts you. Wait, I can't see that. Oh, and I'm watching her face. I could see her tightly shut her eyes and lips. I can feel her fear and love for me. And that's just a huge rush. It's arousing. You should try it. I could barely stop myself from laughing while typing it. You could tell. Max, you go, man. I spun such a story. I enjoyed it myself. I'll have to remember to tell her it was a joke. Yeah, or my accounts are getting banned. -1 account, -1 convo with Kyoko. -1 friend in Kyoko. That'd be a shame. But I didn't have to explain. Kyoko outplayed me again, proving how smart she was. Being smart in the 21st century means Googling anything you don't understand. Kyoko replied to my story with an essay about 15 minutes long. Oh, or not minutes, 15 lines. There we go. Whole ass essay. It described a couple lying in bed. A man was covering his partner's eyes and talking about trust, while she kept her eyes tightly shut, scared of where they had arrived, and wondering how they had gotten there in the first place. Well, that's just great. Nice try, Akira-kun. I'm screenshotting that. What is the sorcery? How did you know? Have you read Ko too? That was Ko. No, I haven't. But your description was too intense. You don't talk like that normally. So I decided to check. Yeah, just Google everything he says. Yeah, why don't you? I wasn't planning on Googling everything. But if you insist. Yeah, don't. Please just trust that I'm a charming guy with rich life experience. I'll do my best, Akira-kun. What did you do, actually? I distorted her name. I used an ancient Greek version. Ow. Devious. Yeah, I thought it was funny. While she was looking for a promo offer for an assassin. How could I know she hated it so much? Didn't she say so? She did. But I didn't think she was serious. I mean serious, but not severe. Did you see the movie Chicago? There was a woman in that who killed her husband for something similar. You should be more careful. Well, sounds like I got off easy. She just used to throw stuff at me. She was pretty impulsive. True. But you know, the more I think about it, the more I realize we were a great fit. I sent the message and noticed that Kyoko was typing. But I hadn't finished my thought, so I started typing too. The 2 notifications came up almost at the same time. Sure sounds like it. You make fun of her and she throws things at you. I troll her, she throws. I'm gonna steal that quote. Yeah, I troll her and she throws. Alright, exactly. I can't imagine why you broke up. That was actually kind of low. Meaning what? She broke up with me in a text. So what? The text didn't even mention an exact reason. Yeah, keep your secrets. It said something like, I'm sorry, but we can't be together anymore. I think this is better for both of us. You're nice and you'll find somebody better. Piss off. Yeah, passive aggressive at the end. Couldn't you feel your relationship deteriorating? Not really. We had our fights, but who doesn't? I don't think that was the reason. What then? You mean aside from what you've already described? Come on, could that really be the reason? It's not like I was doing it all the time. I don't know. Maybe you changed, and because someone she didn't care for so much? After that, I thought for a while. You might be right. Our relationship had never been perfect, and she probably never really loved me. I loved her, stupidly and carelessly. Unanswered but so sure that my love could break through to her. For a year. Just to think that I spent a whole year getting closer to her. I brought her flowers, visited her at the office, took her to the movies and the theater. I did everything to get closer to her. She never cared. No, that's not true. We did become a couple for a while, and she tried to fall for me. Tried but failed. Or maybe she gave up and decided, to hell with it, let it be what it will. It wouldn't be anything good. Well, I've told you about myself. Your turn. Okay then. My ex was a very aggressive person. Good start. What if we go the classic route? So the next choice we have to look out for is, but he didn't say a word, and he pressed up silence. He was waiting for her answer. Alright, anyway. Oh, wait, she said something. So Kyoko was getting more of my wound up, but I can't watch her mouth. You wouldn't understand. And Kyoko said, oh, really? So I'm stupid. God damn. Now she's really pissed. Also, I'm taking this screenshot again. I actually don't even know if I had this. And I'll have to deal with her being pissed off. It's not that, I replied, sighing. Then what kind of a problem is it that we wouldn't understand? Damn it. What if I told her? But she won't believe me, and it'll sound stupid. But to be honest, I thought better of you, Akira-kun, Kyoko exclaimed. And then I told her, I'm not Akira Kojima. My name is Maxim Laas. I was born on September 7th. Wait, what? Born September 17th, 1993. And I live in Tallinn, Estonia. I don't know how I got here. I don't know when I'll be back, and that's why I'm not sure how to react. There was an uncomfortable silence in the car. Yeah, she's shocked. It's like, huh? And you know what? Honesty is overrated. Yep. She's like, alright, cool story, bro. I suspected Kyoko didn't believe me. But she wasn't angry anymore. Or at least she didn't show it. Her voice was different, at least. Although she didn't talk much. She simply said, I see. And that was it. And it was like the air inside the car froze. Nobody said another word. We rode back to Nana's house in silence. I was looking out the window almost all the way. Under the rain, the scenery reminded me of Estonia. After all, forests looked the same everywhere. We were driving pretty fast. It felt dangerous in such weather. For a second, I imagined the car tumbling over. We hit a tree and died. Oh god, please no. No arguments, no more problems, just emptiness and peace. Oh god, please no. I don't need another death ending, man. Actually, no, yeah, let the two of them survive. If anyone should die, it should have been me! And these poor girls will have to whip at that, though. Oh, shit. What do I do? Oh, man. I was surprised at myself. Dreaming of death like a coward. What a mess. How did I get here? Everything was so good. The answer was sitting in the driver's seat to the right of me. I glanced at her quickly. She seemed perfectly calm. Yeah, she's not as mad anymore. But her hands betrayed her. Uh-oh. They were clenching the steering wheel. I turned back to the window. I shouldn't have said anything. Now she'll think I came up with the stupidest possible excuse. But it wasn't true. Crap. Why does it make me feel so bad? Why do I have to be the bad guy? We haven't slept together. I haven't done anything. What gives, conscience? Must be because me and Kyoko are friends. She's been a good friend and I don't want her to suffer. Chotto mate. A friend. Am I actually friend-zoning her? Yup. The realization sounded like a gong in my head. What a load of crap. But this is actually happening. Kyoko's been taking care of me since day one. Spending her time with me and I liked it. But I didn't have romantic feelings for her. Maybe it was the stress. I had other things to worry about. Now I'm acting like a little princess and refusing a great relationship in favor of some potential great love in the future. I don't have strong feelings for Kyoko, but what if I do have them for somebody sometime? I'm ignoring the bird in my hand for the two in the bush. Shame on me. I thought I was smarter than this. But the sense of anxiety wouldn't go away. What if all this ends badly? Just like my previous relationship, just in reverse. Polina also met a nice guy, i.e. me, and what did it lead to? Arguments, fights, depression. What if this ends up the same way? Oh, I closed my eyes and sighed deeply. I'm such a coward. Of course I won't. Kyoko is different. The whole time I've known her, she's proved to be perfectly reasonable. Much more reasonable than me. Oh god, ow, flashbang. Well, she didn't pester me to go to the hospital. She took care of me when I needed her. She was cordial and easy to talk to. She gave me much more than I gave her. Suddenly I remembered the book about relationships that I read shortly before it all started. Infatuation is a biological mechanism that helps humans reproduce. Eventually it fades away. Being in love, on the other hand, is a conscious choice. All you can do is show the other person that you love them. And perhaps if you do, they will choose to reciprocate. When I opened my eyes, I knew what to do. I'm not going to justify my cowardice with higher powers. I don't care if Akira comes back or not. I finally figured out my feelings. Kyoko Shiane showed she loved me. And I'm happy to reciprocate. Ooh, wait, here we go, here we go. Alright, Max, what you gonna do? Come on, my man. Oh, we're here. Kyoko said as we pulled up to the house. She didn't sound too upset anymore. So far, so good. Alright, give my regards to your parents. Okay. Nana nodded. Then, she suddenly asked, Aren't you going to come in? I looked at her incredulously. Are you stupid? Me and your sister are fighting. I can't go meet the parents right now. True. It's like, I mean, yeah, we're friends. A little awkward, though. It's complicated. It just leads to more questions. Oh, maybe she's just asking to be polite. No thank you. I have to talk to your sister. Kyoko gave me a suspicious look. I could see the pain in her eyes. She wasn't fine, of course. She just suppressed her feelings so that they wouldn't bother anyone else. Nana was with us, after all. Felt the pang of guilt again. I wanted to comfort her to make her sadness go away. I wanted to look into her eyes and say something. Something that would rid her of the sadness forever. Something that would bring the happy-go-lucky Kyoko back. I understand, Nana said quickly. Thank you for the ride.
Bye, have a great time.
And she's gone. Then we were finally alone, watching Nana run towards her house. Before we begin, let's go somewhere else. I don't want to stay here for too long. Damn, another delay. But I didn't argue. Where are we going? The beach again? That'd be funny. 5 minutes later, we were parked by the side of some unknown road. We had probably driven here earlier that morning, but I couldn't remember. The rain came back in full force, hammering at the roof of the car. There was something mysterious about that moment, as if nature itself was trying to give us some privacy. Akira-kun, I want to ask something of you. God damn, she was at me again. It's a freaking mind reader, man. Anyway, what? There was a tinge of irritation in my voice, and Kyoko noticed that. She looked into my eyes and... Please forgive me, Akira-kun. Nani? I was a fool. I took your kindness for something else. Forgive you? Suddenly I realized what kind of person Kyoko Shiane was. She wasn't the calm, self-confident, reasonable girl she seemed to be. It was just a facade, constructed through therapy and diligent self-reflection. The real Kyoko Shiane was in front of me at that very moment. Painfully sensitive, used to blaming herself for everything, desperately wanting to be loved, to fill the void inside, created by her mother's indifference. That's why she always tried to do the right thing, because she'd feel her mother's love only when she was doing a service. She was still following that principle. You have to be a good girl, only then you will be loved. And now the good girl was crying. Maybe it was an attempt at manipulation, but god. Okay, what are you, Kotonoa? Anyway, maybe she knew most men can't stand to see a woman cry. I didn't know that. I only knew I wanted to make her feel better no matter what. Soon I was apologizing profusely for my stupidity, my cowardice, for losing my head when I needed it. But then I realized she didn't need any excuses. I needed them more than she did. She didn't want my excuses, she just wanted to be loved. So I reached toward her and tried to give her the most tender kiss I could. Oh yeah. Alright. Realizing what was happening, Kyoko reciprocated. Oh, here we go. Passionately, impulsively. Like a drowning person grabbing a life preserver. Soon, I could feel her passion too. Kisses were no longer enough. I wanted more. Oh my god, I went for the booba. Let's go.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, and that was enough, so I went lower. At that moment, Kyoko moved away. She's like, okay, wait, no, not here, man. Yo, chill. Alright, zoom in closer. Alright, her glistening eyes looked worried. That means yes, right? She asked. Kyoko Shiande is an amazing girl. Even in a moment of passion, she didn't lose her head and didn't make the same mistake twice. Don't worry, Kyoko. I've solved my puzzle. Yo, okay. Gotta have some car sex. Alright. Alright, we sat somewhere in the car, just making out. It couldn't last for too long. It wasn't very comfortable, especially if we wanted to take it to the next level. And we did. Just looking at Kyoko made my head spin right round, baby. The body that I was touching a moment ago. Those lips. Even her eyes made me lose my mind. Shall we go to my place? Mine is better. I have a king-size bed. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh my god, wait. First of all, flashbang. It's bright also. Actually, a cool looking area. Alright, but we didn't reach the bed. As soon as I closed the door behind us, I drew her closer to me. Our lips connected in a kiss and our tongues. We were playing tongue hockey. I could feel all the barriers were broken down. No more holding up appearance, no more shyness. It was just her and me. A man and a woman. Still kissing her, I pushed her against the wall and started unbuttoning her shirt. Okay, here we go. Kyoko didn't mind. She stood still. Only her heavy breathing, moaning, and her booba rising and falling betrayed her arousal.
What the fuck?
Oh, here we go. Wait. Epic cutscene. Okay, there we go. Screenshot of that. There we go. My hands were sliding around her body, under her underwear, touching what only the privileged are allowed to touch. When it was over, she lowered... Wait, what? She lowered her head onto my shoulder and kissed my ear. Then she whispered quietly, "Welcome to my home, Akira-kun. Would you like some coffee?" Hey, yo, this is a actually pretty good room. Screenshotting all the static on it. Alright, we kept going at each other until about 4 a.m. We moved to the bed, then to the shower, then back to the bedroom. Although just to talk and eat. Kyoko admitted she didn't know her own body that well. She was surprised to find out how sensitive her neck and stomach were. I just smiled. I knew female anatomy better than the woman in front of me. Thank you for the experiences, my exes. I replied that many women have a sensitive neck. Just about everybody does. I also added that I read about it in a magazine. Kyoko snickered. She was sitting in front of me, wearing nothing but a light bathrobe, and it still felt unreal. Could I have imagined at the start of my adventure that this would happen? That me and Kyoko have known each other for only a few days, would be sitting like that, practically naked, talking about her erogenous zones. It had taken just 4 days. So fast and simple. Did things like that actually happened? Bro finished it fast. Well, it turned out they do. All this love and feelings stuff was so confusing that only an idiot would try to analyze the whole thing. We had some snacks and went back to the bed. Our bodies wanted more. That was where we stayed. Alright, anyway, when we finished, Kyoko turned to give me a tender look. I love you, Akira-kun. Well, she finally confessed. Although I don't really believe in confessions during sex. Me too, I said and kissed her. She smiled broadly and kissed me back. And we kept kissing for a few more hours.
Psych!
Oh, I'm just kidding. Actually, we finally got some sleep. Okay, good. That was when the unexpected happened. Love. Or infatuation, I don't know. It's both. The feeling I didn't have during those kisses. The ride in the car or the sex. Caught up with me at that moment when Kyoko was falling asleep by my side, resting her head on my shoulder. I don't know if it was the way she looked, or the hormones, but at that moment I thought Kyoko was the best person in the universe. Her looks, personality, her trust, kindness, and desire to be next to me. All of those things suddenly became incredibly important and amazing. Because it was her. Lying next to Kyoko and feeling her warmth, I was undeniably incredibly happy. All my plans and goals vanished. All I wanted was her. I wanted her to be by my side and to love me. To hold me and to rest her head on my shoulder. I love you, I whispered and kissed her gently. And that time it was absolutely true. Oh, love is. You sorted out your feelings. New achievement. I was like, okay, chapter 5. I was gonna say, like, we're not gonna get that Kyoko, like, Monica DLC thing again, are we? That'd be funny, actually. Anyway, chapter 5, question mark. Okay, no description, just, is this chapter 5? Wakey, wakey, it's time for school. The familiar beeping sound invaded my sleep. And as usual, brought up a murderous rage in me. I mean, new armor course. Not opening my eyes, I grabbed the host device and silenced it. Like that. Your alarm was set at 7:30, 2.5 hours before I had to be at my place at the office. If I can muster up my power, or my willpower, whatever. I only managed to open my eyes when I was in the kitchen. The acid red colors of the furniture always helped me wake up.
Wakey, wakey, it's
Oh,
time for
the color of
school.
blood. Is this Kyoko's kitchen? It's all red. Looks like the kitchen I make in The Sims 4 all the time. Alright, like the blood that will spill if I'm late. My landlady has a very strange taste in furniture. I shook my head and started getting ready. This is the beginning of the saddest part of our story. Oh! Oh wait, no, this is like his Estonia kitchen. So you probably figured out what happened. My trip to Japan had ended. Unexpectedly, painfully, and without warning, as if the universe was paying me back for something. Everyone got hurt. Akira-kun woke up in a bed. Akira-kun woke up in bed with a girl he didn't love and wasn't going to be with. I could only imagine what he felt at that moment. Compared to that, my coming was pretty mundane. Or my coming back was pretty mundane. I woke up in my apartment in my home city. Definitely better than waking up to a girl you barely know. The catch was I had no memory of the past 4 days. The things I could only remember, it was like a half-forgotten dream. And does anyone care about those? Of course, I forgot Kyoko Shiane, the girl I'd fallen in love with.
Fuck!
As for Kyoko, she was hurt most. Akira-kun left her, early in the morning while she was asleep. He got up, dressed quietly, and left. His behavior is understandable. He didn't know about the confession, about the argument in the car, about the night shared. He didn't know anything, so he just left without even leaving a note.
Wow!
Soon he stopped replying to her calls or messages, and he and Kyoko stopped seeing each other in the street. Kyoko didn't even try coming to his place. She realized he didn't want to see her. Damn, okay, that's actually kind of sad. I could only imagine the storm that was raging in her soul. Pain, anger, resentment, or maybe just self-doubt. In the end, Akira didn't say if it was about him or her, so Kyoko was left to make her own painful assumptions. Even years later, it hurts to imagine what my beloved had to go through. Oh, flashbang. Alright, does he make the trip back to Japan, though? Oh wait, Kyoko stopped reading. The words in the notebook stirred up some memories, and with them a pain of guilt. After all, she just cared about his feelings. Wait, what? After all, she just cared about his feelings. There was no point thinking about it anymore. But she couldn't stop the memories, so she closed her eyes and dove into them. Ooh, it was time for her to tell her story. Wait, we get to see her POV? Wait, this will be interesting. Kyoko's story. Wait, this is going to be an interesting arc. We get to, like, read it from her POV. She could remember that morning to every minute detail. 7:42 a.m. Kyoko wakes up and, as usual, takes a look at the clock. She feels fresh and not sleepy at all. No headache either, even though she didn't sleep that long. She looks at the bed. Akira-kun is sleeping next to her. His hair is in disarray, and she finds that funny. His arm is resting on the pillow, and looking at it, she remembers the moment by the door. Ah, yes, this. It felt pretty good. Then she thinks of everything that happened afterwards. In her mind, she could see everything as if she was the director, observing a scene. That perspective helps to quiet down her arousal. Kyoko sighs and looks at the clock again. 7:49 a.m. For some time, she lies there with her eyes closed, trying to fall asleep again. But she's not sleepy and there are too many thoughts in her head. Almost all of them about the day before. Kyoko opens her eyes and turns to Akira-kun. She wants to understand what he feels from, or what she feels from now, after sleeping with him. What if she's confused attraction for love? If that's the case, she won't feel anything for him right now. She's looking at the sleeping man, and soon she feels a pleasant aching in her chest. She's thankful for the hugs, for his sensitivity, and for his interest in her. For being a good lover and a good listener, for her feeling safe and happy around him. Kyoko smiles. She knows she loves him. She also knows her love is reciprocated and that makes her happy. Wanting to express her feelings, Kyoko kisses the sleeping man and smiles, watching him wrinkle up his nose and turn into bed. Kyoko is happy. She wants to touch Akira-kun's back, but worries it would wake him up. Wait, what? Also, I think it's supposed to say she also turns around and looks at the clock again. It's 8:22 a.m. She doesn't know how her dream will become a nightmare in exactly 40 minutes. Uh-oh. 9:02 a.m. Kyoko's apartment is shaken by a man screaming. Ah! Kyoko is standing in the middle of the room, shocked. She's totally naked. She's just taken a shower and wanted to tease her boyfriend, holding a tray of coffee and sandwiches. She doesn't understand what's going on. Shiane-san, put something on! He isn't looking at her. He turns away in horror, shutting his eyes And as if that wasn't enough, covering them with his hand. At first, Kyoko thinks it's a joke. She remembers him fooling around at the beach. But with every second, that theory is crumbling. His emotions seem too strong, too honest, and that confuses her. She puts the tray on the table and puts on a bathrobe. She frowns. It's too short! Then sits at the side of the bed and covers her legs with a blanket. Akira-kun, what's wrong? You can open your eyes. When he looks at her, Kyoko feels uneasy. His eyes are filled with horror. Shihani-chan? Where am I? What's going on? Kyoko will remember that morning for the rest of her life. Damn, okay. So it's interesting that only Kyoko remembers, but then, like, Max, the dude in the body, like, he barely remembers anything. So, like, yeah. Alright. Kyoko sits down in the hospital lobby and decides it's the best moment to think things over. Akira-kun is getting an MRI, so she has some time for herself. She leans back in the chair and closes her eyes. She studies her memories and understands that she's been failing some kind of way. Loss. Like, somebody took something valuable from her, and now she's suffering. Missing something that isn't there anymore. But relationships can be rebuilt. She tries to convince herself. I can tell him about the past few days, remind him about them. It worked in the movie. She remembers the movie where the man would remind his wife about their marriage every day. Kyoko remembers the scene where, Drew Barrymore wakes up and sees the TV remote taped to her hand. Would I have to do the same? Yo, try that. Give me a cutscene order that. It's like Kyoko just taping a remote to his hand. It's like, yeah, he'll remember, don't worry. Just hit the rewind button. But these thoughts don't calm her down. The opposite. Her sadness grows stronger. Kyoko's already missing those 4 days. They were almost perfect. She was in love. She was spending time with her lover, and could see his eyes shining with interest. Now those 4 days feel like a dream. A dream about reciprocated love and a carefree life. But the dream had ended. She only had memories now. A bright spot in the gray fog. Kyoko wants to cry. She feels heaviness in her nose, her eyes are welling up. But she's ashamed of crying. She doesn't want anyone to see her like this. She tries to think differently. She needs to coldly and rationally analyze what happened to Akira-kun. Must be related to his injury. Too much stress. He went to bed too late, then the beach, then he needed more rest. She's to blame as well. She forgot the injury. But he didn't look. Oh, Shiane-san? She opens her eyes. She sees a doctor in front of her. A man about 40 years old with short hair and gray... Wait, gray yes. Yeah, not eyes, but just a gray yes. He is displeased. Kyoko notices. Yes? We finished the MRI. The scanning didn't reveal any injuries. Do you mean he didn't have a hematoma? Kyoko is confused. Are you sure? Positive. His scans show a perfectly healthy individual. Why did he lose his memory then? We don't know, but it definitely wasn't head trauma. And this is where she thinks like, oh god, maybe previous Akira was right. It was indeed somebody else. Oh, wait, is this music? My god, it's like Kotono's novel. A couple of hours later, Kyoko is sitting at her laptop, nervously twirling a mechanic pencil in her hand. 2 turns forward, 1 back. At the 4th turn, the pencil, invariably falls out of her hand on the table. But she doesn't notice. She will pick it up and start again. She's waiting for the reply. Somebody familiar? In a different country, she'll read her message and reply. But he hasn't done that yet, so Kyoko's twirling her pencil and feels her heart beating. She remembers the subway. Strange word Akira-kun, emotionally shouted in the car. I'm not Akira Kojima. That line immediately captured her mind. Kyoko remembered how often she felt perplexed by Akira-kun's behavior. He didn't seem himself, and he acted differently. He started wearing different clothes, moved differently, and even spoke differently. Instead of calling her Shiane-chan, he'd also call her by her first name. And. There was a lot. And Kyoko could see all those differences, but chose not to notice them. Even if she had analyzed them, what would that have changed? She would never assume what she's assuming now. That's absurd. But at the moment, that theory is the only explanation for everything Kyoko is thinking about. But that's impossible. People can't swap bodies. Rational thinking destroyed Kyoko's theories in seconds. She had to muster a lot of courage, or stubbornness, to stick to her insight. She spent several hours preparing. First, Kyoko called Nana. I remember he said Laas. We read about an ancient god with that name. Googled the correct spelling of her name. Is Shiane Kyoko the same in Estonian as it is in English? Made an account in Russian and European social networks. Where is that text with the code? Their search criteria was September 1993. Tallinn. She found 3 people named Maxim Laas. Kyoko messaged all 3. One didn't reply to her message at all, which she found incredibly rude. Everyone said he didn't know any Akiras. There was one left. Okay, it's gotta be us. Surely. Her pencil falls on the desk again, and Kyoko picks it up again. Then, wait. Yeah, then she looks at the clock and tries to figure out what time it is in Tallinn. It's 10 a.m. in the capital of Estonia. Kyoko thinks that this Maxim Laas must be at work, so he can't look at her message. Then she tries to think what's going to happen if he says no. Nothing serious, of course. Nobody will die, lose a limb or a loved one. It will just destroy her main theory. A logical but absolutely insane one. A thread will break. The red thread on her little finger that binds the hearts of lovers. Kyoko can't see where her thread leads. Thick gray fog covers the place, where not so long ago she could see the man she loved. Kyoko herself is like a child, totally helpless. She can only cry from her pain and fear, because she can feel nobody is there. And she's alone again. The background of her message changes. Maxim Laas saw it. Oh, here we go. Kyoko freezes, waiting. The time passes painfully slow. Every second is like a minute. What if he doesn't reply? No. He's typing something. A typing message appears for a second, then goes away.